And we go to the province of the Free State, where we are told that the ANC Secretary General says that the ANC will soon remove some of the mayors in the municipalities of the province, saying that the days of blaming the ANC for individuals who are not doing their job is over. Professor Andre Duvenage is a political analyst joining us on the line. Prof, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Tabizu, here from the Northwest University. Fine on my side, and I hope you are fine.
Yeah, I would have thought that the ANC, after celebrating their January 8th, would say the same of your province, Prof.
Well, yeah, that's a very, very interesting one. And I believe if we look at Northwest and we compare it to the Free State, it's literally 6 of the one and a half of a dozen of the other. But probably some of the worst municipalities, I think specifically about Lichtenburg, Dietsabotla, you will find in the Northwest. But we also know there are major challenges from the capital, Bloemfontein, Mangaung, throughout the local structures in the Free State. Corruption is rife since the times of Ace Magashule. In fact, he built his power base around local government structures at that point. And that is probably applicable to a more or lesser degree to about 80% of all municipalities in South Africa at the moment.
Yeah. Is it not a delicate game to play, though, if you know what I mean? Because people who are often put in as mayors are people who are politically influential in the region where they are mayors. Now, if you remove them and put somebody else who is not as popular, may have capacity, but not as popular politically, or maybe a foe of the leader that has been removed, doesn't that on its own invite all manner of problems, including sabotage?
Well, you are 100% right. Basically, it's working like this. You appoint a mayor, and the mayor appoint a lot of people loyal to him or her. When it comes to election time, they are using their capacities and what they have many times for election purposes. You must just see how many vehicles from Potchefstroom, municipality vehicles, were involved in the 8 January statement in Rustenburg. So these things are happening. So when you remove a kingpin, let's say a godfather of the mafia, if you'd like to call it that way, you are also going to touch on many other people. And that is why removing of one person sometimes has a political backlash. But now to the other side, and I'm now with the ANC, the other side of the coin is the citizens know corruption is rife in the country, and they would like to see visible evidence of an ANC taking action. And at the same time, Fikile Mbalula would like to establish his authority on the ANC because he has his aim on the position of leadership of the organization in the future. So there's a lot at play, but their biggest challenge at the moment is the 2026 local election with a declining support base.
So here's another issue. I mean, I remember one politician who was deployed to a particular department saying to me, because they had removed one politician, saying to me that they can't go or accept that deployment. In fact, they moved, and I asked him, why did you move so quickly? He said, no, when I got into the department, I realized that the budget is committed, right? It's committed to a point where I don't even have to wait for the next financial year to do anything. So I'm literally left to manage the projects of the same person that is gone. So because of the contracts and who they were given to and all of that, multi-year contracts. I mean, people who take themselves seriously, will the people with capacity, people with the skills, are they available to to run these municipalities, because they look like they are beyond repair. At least there's some of them. That's the question I ask, because oftentimes we've seen in municipalities, the municipality, as an example, is under administration. They put an administrator. In most cases, these administrators have been absolutely useless. I know one who was an administrator who called just now to say, please don't include me in that list as a former administrator. Absolutely. But the vast majority of them have been utterly useless. And I suppose it is because of what they find. You know, they're stepping into landmines.
Yeah, I think you're quite right. We have done a study a time ago here in Northwest, where we look at the number of interventions, Article 139 interventions from province to local government. And in Northwest, we had the most interventions. And the success rate was literally about nothing, zero. It escalates the problem. And if you go into the situation, it is precisely what you are saying here. You come from the external environment, you try to make a process, clean up the process, but there are vested interests, there are contracts, there are mafias at work there. They will undermine you to such an extent that you cannot do your job and you are set up for failure. So that is the name of the game, and that is why many people with talents are walking away from the political environment, go to other environments, or go even outside of the country. And I'm not talking about white people alone. I'm also talking about black people that are leaving the country or leaving politics. And I had contact over decades with many senior people, and they stay for a few years in politics, and then they say the situation is unattainable. They cannot continue on this level, and they would like to get out. I know of one of my PhD students at the moment who would like to leave the political, if you want to call it the political environment. I believe senior administration is also very strongly influenced by the political environment.
Yeah,
and it is a trouble type of scenario.
Yeah, let's see how this one pans out, if it happens or when it happens. Thank you so much, Prof. As always, we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Thabiso.
Thank you so much. There you go, Professor Andre Duvenhage from the University of the Northwest.